Last Sunday of 2024, we're so thrilled you're staying up late with us. Thank you. I'm Kevin Holmes. Jimmy Carter, the peanut farmer who became the nation's 39th president, leaves behind a legacy far greater than a single term in the White House. A president of compassion, faith, humanity. We start in Atlanta, Georgia, where Jimmy Carter served as the 76th governor to reflect on the life of the longest living president in U.S. history.
My name is Jimmy Carter, and I'm running for president.
It's not that he is larger than life, in fact. He's a regular person. He has foibles.
Jason Carter has a lot of stories about the man he called Pawpaw.
He'd be in his wood shop, literally in a t-shirt and Crocs.
Hey, presidents like Crocs too, you know?
He has things that he does that we're all just like, oh, geez, Pawpaw, you know, like. And the thing to me that is the most incredible about them is how little they changed.
Over the years, he has unofficially taken on the role of family storyteller.
My grandmother doesn't need a eulogy. Her life was a sermon.
From eulogizing his late grandmother last November to now remembering Georgia's favorite son.
We all have this remarkable power, and some of us are put in positions to be able to use all of it. And he got one of those opportunities, and he took enormous advantage of it.
Good.
Carter's faith was his North Star. Faith in the Atlanta Braves, faith in America, combined with a love of homemade caramel cake and Rosalind.
When my grandmother passed, we thought for sure that he was finished, right? I know that he was proud at that moment that he made it to the end with her and for her.
In October, President Carter turned 100.
Happy 100th birthday, President Carter.
And tributes poured in from around the world. Carter's biggest legacy is the work being done by the Carter Center.
When you don't have guinea worm, then the children can go to school, the farmers can plant their crops, and the entire economic status of a village and a community and a nation can be held.
For 40 years, it's taken action to eradicate the guinea worm, a disease passed by drinking contaminated water that once had 3.5 million cases per year. The number of cases recorded in 2023, 13. Paige Alexander is the Carter Center CEO.
He was a true Renaissance man, but he didn't see himself that way. He just saw himself as an American. He grew up without shoes for the first several years of his life and didn't start wearing them until he went to school. He saw in villagers at the end of the road the same thing he felt as growing up in Plains, Georgia, and in his town of, his village of 600 people.
It's a perfect testament to the fact that this worm, this horrible disease is no more.
But in the last few years, Carter realized spreading small-town care and honesty was needed here, too.
Let's get to the polls.
In 2020, in the wake of unrest spreading across the nation, the Carter Center began investing in democracy by encouraging Americans to get educated on the issues and to get out and vote.
Right now, everybody feels nervous about the way our political system at home has been run down and how many people have lost faith in that political system. But I think the fundamental fact of my grandfather's sort of grounding is his faith in the American people. That faith is one that I share, and it really keeps me going even in these moments.
It was faith that propelled a life of service, and it's faith Carter hopes will build an American democracy stronger than his grandfather ever dreamed possible. Alexa Liacco, Scripps News, Atlanta.
The first U.S. president born in a hospital. It's being reported he will be buried next to his wife, Rosalind. In Kansas City, Union Station lit up tonight. Red, white, and blue in honor of former President Carter. Local leaders and organizations have also responded to the news of Carter's passing. On X, formerly known as Twitter, Mayor Quinn Lucas wrote, "Thank you to President Jimmy Carter for a lifetime of service to our country and our world. Many of us knew him only after his career in elected office ended, but learned much from his decency, integrity, and lifelong commitment to service. May he rest in peace." Congressman Mark Alford also issued a statement saying, "I was saddened to hear the news today of the passing of President Jimmy Carter at the age of 100. His faith, compassion, and tireless dedication to service have left an indelible mark on our nation's history." Representative Manuel Cleaver also spoke on Carter's passing, reflecting on the few times he met him in both Washington and Kansas City.
He actually went to the Jackson County Courthouse not City Hall, but the Jackson County Courthouse, and met people there, and many of them probably had the same experience with me, and that is if you were the President Jimmy Carter, you were just the most important person on planet Earth.
Habitat KC also posting on Instagram, Carter's unwavering dedication to social justice and affordable housing transformed countless lives around the world. May he rest in peace.